Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're jumping into something really interesting, the May 2025 issue of ForceNet E Zine. And it's not just one topic. We've got quite a mix here.
Absolutely. It's quite a spread. We're talking consumer internet giants, then OTT platforms, and even an inner-city ride-hailing startup founded by a veteran, no less.
Yeah, and that's not all. We're also looking at career changes after military service, some author insights, tech for good, even poetry. It's quite diverse.
It really is.
So our mission, as always, is to pull out the key insights, the surprising bits, and make sense of it all for you.
Exactly. Give you that clear, sort of consolidated view of what's valuable in these articles.
And helping us connect those dots, we have our expert voice with us today. Okay,
Right.
let's dive in. First up, consumer internet companies. Seems like a big one.
Yeah, a very logical place to start. LT Call Iqbal Singh's piece, Unpacking the World of Consumers Internet Companies, gives a really good overview. So the core idea, these are businesses that are, fundamentally digital. They reach globally through apps, serve you through a screen. Very different from, say, a traditional shop on the high street.
Right, completely different model.
Yeah.
And they scale so fast. What's behind that? Is it just the digital nature?
Well, that's a huge part of it. Once you've built the platform, the app or whatever it is, adding the next million users costs very little, relatively speaking.
Ah, okay. Low marginal cost.
Precisely. That fuels that, exponential growth you often see. And then there's the network effect.
Right, the idea that more users make it better for everyone.
Exactly. Like a social network or a messaging app, the more people on it, the more useful it is to you. It can create these winner-take-most situations, which is interesting in itself. Leads to monopolies sometimes.
Yeah, that makes sense. So they grow fast, but profitability. We often hear they lose money for ages. How does that work out eventually?
That initial investment phase is often about grabbing market share, like you said. Once they hit scale, the profits can really kick in. Low cost per customer, huge global audience for revenue.
Okay.
Plus, all the data they collect is incredibly valuable for advertising, for improving the product, and they often have multiple income streams, subscriptions, ads, fees, you name it.
Right, it's not just one thing. But those early losses, why are venture capitalists, VCs, so keen? It seems counterintuitive to pour money into something that's losing money.
That's a great question. VCs often have this land grab mentality. They're betting on finding the next massive market leader.
So future potential over current profit.
Exactly. They know customer acquisition costs are high up front, but they believe the long-term value of that customer, the lifetime value, will be huge. They're funding the growth, building those network effects, aiming for massive scale later on. Growth rate is often the key metric they look at early on, not profit.
And there's a risk there, right? Not all of them make it.
Oh, absolutely. It's high risk, high reward. For every big success, many, many fail. It's part of the model.
Gotcha. Okay, so that's the business side. But why do we, as users, love these things so much? What's the pull?
Well, the article highlights a few key things. Convenience is massive, isn't it? 204/7 access, ease of use right there on your phone.
Yeah.
Then there's just the sheer amount of information and choice. Search engines, online shops with endless aisles, reviews, cost savings too.
Yeah.
Often competitive prices, deals, sometimes free services funded by ads, and connections, social media, messaging, communities.
Okay.
And finally, personalization. Getting recommendations tailored to you, content you actually like. It feels relevant.
It really does cover a lot of bases. Convenience, choice, connection, cost.
Yeah.
Okay, now the article also mentioned something interesting. Career opportunities in this sector for people with a military background.
Yes. Ultekal Singh argues that skills from the military, like being mission-focused, adaptable, good under pressure, actually fit really well in these fast-paced tech companies.
How so? What kind of roles?
He talks about a veteran advantage in areas like tech and engineering. Think software engineer, data analyst, leveraging those analytical skills. Operations and logistics is another supply chain manager using that efficiency focus.
Okay.
Sales and marketing too, digital marketer, using strategic thinking. And customer support or community manager, drawing on teamwork and service aspects.
So it's about translating those core military competencies, like leadership.
Exactly. Making decisions under pressure, leading teams towards a goal that's directly applicable to managing a product team or a marketing campaign in tech. It's not just discipline, it's specific transferable skills.
Fascinating. What about starting your own thing? entrepreneurship for veterans in this space.
Definitely possibilities there too. The article suggests things like starting an e-commerce store, maybe in a niche area you know well, or a digital services agency using leadership and project management skills, or even founding an app or a SaaS product, software as a service, usually subscription-based, where that strategic thinking is key.
So lots of potential pathways, both working for companies and starting them.
Yeah, the underlying message is that military experience offers a really strong foundation for this sector.
Okay, great insight. Let's shift gears now. Let's talk OTT platforms. Brig Krishnaraj Nambiar's article, FIU Voyage on OT. First off, just to be clear, what exactly is OTT?
Sure. OTT means over the top. Basically, it's streaming media, video, audio directly over the internet, bypassing traditional cable or satellite provider.
Right, so like your Netflix, Amazon Prime.
Exactly. Those are the big paid ones. But there are also free ad-supported ones like Pluto TV or Tubi. You're getting content over the top of the usual infrastructure.
Got it. And the article suggests there are opportunities here beyond just watching shows, right? For creators, small businesses.
Yes, that's a key point. The barrier to entry for creating and distributing content is much lower now. You don't necessarily need a huge studio.
How so?
Well, think about fitness instructors streaming live classes like ClassPass, which connects users to trainers, or filmmakers selling niche documentaries directly to audiences on platforms like VHX. Individuals and smaller groups can build their own channels and audiences.
That's pretty empowering.
Yeah.
So if someone listening has an idea, wants to create content, what are the first steps, practically speaking?
The article lays out a few things. Planning is crucial. What's your content? Who's it for? Then investing in some basic gear. It mentions a Nikon Coolpix camera, a Boya mic. You don't need a Hollywood budget to start.
Okay, decent gear, but accessible.
Yeah. And then consistency is vital. Regularly putting out good quality stuff, engaging with your audience, responding to comments, maybe running contests.
Right, building that community
Good.
and making money from it. How does that work?
Several ways. Once you have an audience, you might get sponsored posts where brands pay you to feature them. Affiliate marketing is another, linking to products and getting a cut if people buy. Or you could sell your own stuff, merch, courses, premium content. Or even become a brand ambassador if you get big enough.
So build the audience first, then monetize carefully. Makes sense. And storytelling, obviously key for video. What does the article say about that?
It emphasizes understanding basic story structure, the classic 3 acts: setup, confrontation, resolution. Outlining your story beforehand helps a lot.
Oh, good advice.
Also, thinking about pacing, how you build tension, keep viewers engaged. Looking at successful films or shows can teach you a lot. And having clear goals for your main character, your protagonist, is essential for a strong narrative.
Really practical tips for aspiring creators. Okay, let's move to our next piece. This one's about building a business from scratch. The Life of Cabby Founder, Building an Inner-City Ride-Hailing by LT Kal Rajesh Veen. Bootstrapping caught my eye here.
Yeah, that's significant. Instead of seeking venture capital right away, the founder funded it themselves, at least initially. That means more control, but also likely slower growth and maybe more financial pressure early on.
Right. So what problem is Cabby trying to solve? What makes it different from, say, Ola or Uber or just taking a bus?
They identified several gaps in inner-city travel. One big one: on-demand inner-city cabs weren't really a thing. You often had to book way in advance. Cabby offers instant booking via app or phone.
Okay. Convenience.
Exactly. Also, comfort. They use AC cabs, more space than buses or trains. Safety is another focus. Verified drivers, live tracking, SOS features.
That's crucial for longer trips.
Definitely. And flexibility, 24/7 service, multiple pickup drop-off points, plus transparent pricing up front, no hidden costs, and even a post-paid option.
Sounds like they really thought about the pain points. Who are they targeting with this?
Primarily business travelers needing reliable, punctual transport. Also, families or groups where multiple train bus tickets get expensive or inconvenient. And people who found existing ride-hailing apps maybe not ideal for long distances, or premium buses still lacking flexibility.
So, carving out a specific niche. The article also mentions the challenges, the operational grind. What does that involve for an intercity service?
Well, building the initial app, the minimum viable product, or MVP, is one hurdle. But the day-to-day is complex. Managing drivers and vehicles for longer trips is different. You've got overnight stays for drivers, more vehicle maintenance.
Right, different logistics.
Yeah. And customer acquisition. They chose organic growth, word of mouth recommendations over big marketing spends. That's a slower path, relies heavily on service quality, a bit like how Zudio grew, maybe, building brand loyalty through experience.
Interesting strategy. How's Cabby doing now, and what's next for them?
They've expanded to over 12 city corridors, focusing initially on busy routes like Delhi-Chandigarh, often targeting underserved markets. The focus now is on getting each route profitable, developing some premium service options, and building partnerships.
Sounds like a solid plan, tackling a real need. Okay, let's shift again, this time to personal journeys. The Star of Forces network features Captain Hemendra Kumar Sharma, Rebizid. His transition from the Army to corporate life is quite something.
It really is, and he makes a key point. Leaving the service doesn't mean leaving the values behind. His reasons were personal, family-related, but the discipline and ethos carried over.
And he's had quite a corporate career since, VP at Battery Smart now.
That's right, leading several verticals across India. Before that, leadership roles at DealShare, Zomato, Make My Trip. Quite a trajectory. Shows a successful transition is definitely possible.
How did he prepare for that shift? From military structure to the corporate world?
He was very proactive. He did a certificate course in business management for defense officers at IM Indore. That's a top business school.
Ah, formal business education.
Yes, plus relevant certifications like crime prevention specialist, safety training, things that added concrete, marketable skills to his military experience.
Smart move. He mentions a tech learning curve, too. How did he handle that?
Very hands-on. He apparently spent time with the tech teams, asked questions, used tutorials, didn't try to become an expert coder overnight, but focused on understanding enough to lead effectively.
Pragmatic. What advice does he give others thinking of making that move?
Some really good points. Start building business knowledge while still in service. Network actively across different sectors. And importantly, position yourself not just as someone leaving the military, but as a transformation leader, bringing unique skills to the corporate world.
That reframing is powerful. He also talks about finding your passion for a better career fit. How does he suggest doing that?
He talks about finding the intersection of what energizes you, what problems you genuinely enjoy solving, and where people naturally seek your advice or leadership. It's about self-awareness.
Makes sense. And the mindset shift,
Yeah.
from military hierarchy to corporate initiative.
Yeah, that's crucial. Moving from maybe clearer directives to needing to proactively spot opportunities, suggest solutions, challenge things constructively, take ownership. Blending military discipline with corporate agility.
Really valuable insights there. Now let's touch on the author of the month, Ltkal Navinder Narang, Red, and his book, Bring Your Own Shark.
Right. His writing started as a passion, apparently encouraged during his service, and evolved after retirement. He began with blog posts on leadership and sustainability, got good feedback, and that led to the book.
And he uses allegory metaphor in the book. Why that approach?
He felt using the shark metaphor for different mindsets or challenges makes the learning less direct, maybe less confronting. It encourages self-reflection rather than just telling people what to think, makes it feel perhaps safer to explore the ideas.
Interesting technique. Family support was important too, he notes. Where can people find the book?
It's on Amazon and also directly from the publisher's website. He mentioned preferring people buy direct from the publisher, supporting a local brand.
Good to know. And briefly, there's another author featured, L.T. Cole Noel Ellis, written, with the Katrin hibiscus flower.
Yes, an NDA alumnus. His writing is described as drawing on his Army experiences, often looking closely at human nature and everyday life, finding deeper meaning. The article title itself, Katron, meaning small pieces or remnants, suggests that kind of reflective, metaphorical style.
It's great to see this creative side highlighted. Okay, final theme, tech and poetry. Let's start with the Tech Goiter in Cybathlon, a tech challenge with a noble purpose. What's C5-Bathon?
It's a really inspiring initiative from ETH Zurich in Switzerland. Basically, it's a competition where teams develop assistive technologies for people with disability.
Oh, like advanced prosthetics?
Things like that, yeah. They compete in different challenges, pushing innovation in areas that can really improve people's lives and promote inclusion. It's tech with a very clear, noble purpose.
Fantastic. Any specific examples from the article?
It highlights the FES bike race, FES stands for functional electrical stimulation.
Okay, what does that do?
It uses small electrical impulses to stimulate paralyzed muscles, allowing individuals, for example, with spinal cord injuries, to actually pedal a special bike. It has therapeutic benefits too, like improving circulation. It's amazing tech. It can even potentially be combined with things like exoskeletons.
Wow, truly life-changing potential there.
Yeah.
Okay, and rounding things out, the poetry section, the few different pieces mentioned.
Yes, there's Talaba Lam by LTCDR Varun Kumar Thand, a Hindi poem certified as original. Then LT Call Iqbal Singh again with The Digital Frontier Beckons the Soldier, which is a villanelle that's a specific poetic form encouraging soldiers to embrace digital change.
Interesting.
There's also Go Beyond the Dreams by Commander V. Srivatsan, described as humorous and reflective about chasing success and knowing when to adjust your course. And finally, K-Day by Kaptude K. Shrewas, another Hindi poem, noted as evocative and introspective.
A nice mix, adding another dimension to the issue. So, as we wrap up this deep dive into the May 2025 ForceNet E Zine, what's the big picture takeaway for you?
I think it really highlights the adaptability and the ongoing contribution of people with military backgrounds across so many different areas. You see it in tech, in entrepreneurship, in writing, in innovation. It's a community leveraging its unique skills and mindset to make an impact far beyond their time in uniform.
I agree. And the stories and insights shared here offer real lessons for anyone, really, who's looking to learn, adapt, find their own path, just like you listening.
Which leads to a final thought, maybe. Given that blend of leadership, adaptability, mission focus we've seen today, what unexpected fields might veterans be uniquely suited to disrupt or excel in over the next, say, 10 years?
That's a great question. Or maybe, thinking about all these different paths, what does mission really mean to you personally in your own journey of learning and growth? Something to ponder.
Definitely food for thought.
Well, thank you for joining us on this deep dive today.